So I would like to speak on seizures. So are like neurons malfunction and electrical signals, which are like the neurotransmitters, when they fire uncontrollable or are produced in excess. Things like seizures will be taking place, and it will affect the total bodily activities. And some of the symptoms of seizures can be like staring, confusion, shaking or vibration, falling, or confused speech, slurred speech, even anxiety, weakness, muscle contraction, jerking, headache, chewing, like teeth chewing, wandering off, blank staring, loss of consciousness, coordination, and also disorganized speech too. So my advice for you, mostly people that take herbal mixture, is that you be careful of some of these things. Some of them can even trigger more effect of the seizures, especially when you take them with some of this medication. So you need to be sure the ingredients or the nutrients that this herbal mixture or these medications are being made of, if they contain things like excess sugar or will be easily fermented to ethanol, which is also uh, alcohol. So these are some of the physical. So these are like some of the activities or presentation that you can actually use to identify people that have seizures or are going through seizures at the time. So like tonguing out, like involuntary movement, sometimes twitches, sometimes even steaming and tics can come as seizures, like stretching, curved hand or legs, or whereby you cannot stretching your hand or finger wriggling. So these are like the foods that are very high in sugar and that can also cause or multiply or worsen seizures in an individual, especially individual with neurological disabilities or neuron disorders. You can see the high level of sugar that is being added to this drink. When it ferments, it will totally turn into ethanol through anaerobic respiration or glycolysis. So it is very bad for you. And things like alcohol too. If you have seizures, please, you need to avoid anything that has ethanol in it, or alcohol, or caffeine, or even your fermented milk, any fermented fruits, foods, or things. Even some milk are highly um, rich in sugar. Beer, wine, liquor, all these things are fermented from foods, and before they can become your liquor, some are from your grain, some up, some grapes, some fruit, some apple, some rice, some corn, some sugarcane, a lot of fruit or food that have been fermented into alcohol. So you need to be very, very careful. This is like a process of whereby a fermentation is being taking place. You can see another one. So the fermentation of sugar crops, starch, whatever vegetable leftover can actually become ethanol. This is an example of one. This is how made from honey is being converted into through fermentation of honey is fermented into mead. So some of your favorite drinks do contain a lot of caffeine. So this shows how much it is. Things like cocoa your cocoa beans, your beverage, your tea, your coffee, soft drink, medication, gums, guarana trees, some of your energy drinks, your soda. Some of these things are very high in caffeine and sugar, which can be very bad for you. Coffee, caffeine, even coca, things that that are made from coca leaves. Oh, they are very rich in caffeine and it's very very bad. Some of them are present in your beverage, your tea, some in your soda. So you really need to avoid these things. Sometimes this thing can even increase your libido. It can cause a lot of things, and eventually when they wear off, it will now give you anxiety, depression, anger, tantrums, or even meltdown, especially in children with autism, Williams syndrome, and some other neurological